Welcome to session 1001, Automating as a Team. Some time ago, I saw a movie, and it was called Free Solo. Has anyone here seen that movie? Oh, quite some people. So this movie is about a guy that climbs mountains. And the point of this branch of the sport is that you do it without ropes, and without harnesses, and without any help. So you rely completely on your own strength and on your own skills. And I know it's not really fair to compare ourselves with someone climbing a mountain when we're safe behind our computer writing some code. But this is the way that we are writing code sometimes. We have no security, we have no ropes, we have no harnesses, and we're doing it alone. So this is the reason I came up with this talk. My name is Barbara Forbes, and I'm an IT consultant at SCCT in the Netherlands. So what we're going to do? Oh, first I want to mention my blog is called 4BES.nl if you want to look me up. And my Twitter handle is BA4BES. BES. What we're going to do is talk about why stuff goes wrong when you're writing code, what we can do to prevent that, and how we can do that. So the first question is, what could go wrong? What could possibly go wrong when you're writing some code? And I've seen some stuff that happens which causes things to go wrong. And the first one I see so often is people want to prove themselves. So maybe you're in a new role or you just got promoted and you feel like you need to prove that you are worthy of what you're doing. So it can be very scary to admit that you don't know something. So it can be so scary to say, I don't know, or even I'm not sure. So you're working on your own and you're thinking, well, I hope this will go all right. You're not calling in your team members, and things can go wrong like that. This gets even more dangerously when you're actually more senior, because this can happen to junior administrators, but what if you're a more senior role? It can be even harder to say, I'm not sure of something. So you're higher up on that mountain, and you don't have a spotter, and if you make one mistake, it's quite a long fall. And something that I saw happening was with someone who was a system administrator. He was a senior, and he was good. He knew his stuff. But he started working with infrastructure as code. This can be kind of hard because with PowerShell, something like that, we kind of grow into it. Infrastructure as code, often at the point that you start using it, you've never touched it before. And he wanted to prove that he could do it. And he didn't ask us any questions. We were a team that were using infrastructure as code a lot. And we knew because the first thing he asked us is, if I do an ARM deployment in a complete mode, and there are servers that are in the resource group but not in the template, where do they go? So he had run a complete deployment, and those servers are gone. And you're going to have a bad day if you don't have backups or something else to fix that. And it was so unnecessary, because if he had just said to us, I'm not sure, we could have helped him out and we would have solved it immediately. And this brings me to the second point, education. We don't take time to educate yourself. When you write a plan for a change, how often is there a step called educating the team? So often there's no time set up for that. Just Google it, just look for it, look around, find out yourself. And you're working with stuff you're not sure about, you're afraid to ask for help. Things can go very wrong. Time. There's never time for anything. There's never time to educate yourself. There's never time to make sure you have automated testing. There's never time to do that final check, because time is always limited. You always have to move on, and if you have to work quickly, you're going to make mistakes. And if you don't have ropes or harnesses, those mistakes can be fatal. Personal well-being is so important as well, because if you are stressed, or you're doing 1,000 things at once, or maybe you just have something going on in your personal life, this can be a point where you're going to make mistakes. Because, let's face it, we are all humans, and we make mistakes. And that should be all right, but if you don't have the protection and the ropes to make sure that you don't fall all the way down that mountain if you make a mistake, I can guarantee you it's not going to get better with your well-being. And the last one, my favorite one, what I like to call YOLO scripting. Who would like to admit that they have run a script from the internet without reading it? Oh, come on. Yeah, you know you did. Maybe even in production. And I like to call that YOLO scripting. For those of you who have never been on the internet, YOLO means you only live once. But it's kind of an excuse to do something without thinking it through. The other name I'd like to call is this, ooh, what does this button do? Great way to work in a lab, but not in production, but it does happen. And I had this happen not too long ago. There was a junior system administrator. He was really just getting started, and he didn't know PowerShell, so we thought we'd give him a project so he can get used to it a bit. And he said, just see how far you come with writing some codes or looking something up, and let us know if you have any questions. Well, his first question wasn't a question. It was, look, my script works. I said, what does your script do? Well, the script changes all these passwords for all these users. I said, but how does it do it? I don't know, got it off the internet. Look, it works, YOLO. It happens, it can be fine in a lab. It can, and you know, 9 out of 10 times there's nothing going on. Maybe even 99 out of 100. But at one time that this goes wrong, it can get very wrong, and you can go try to explain to whoever's running the company that you don't know what script you're running. So, that's what goes wrong. What can we do about it? Notice the first line in this sheet, because this is very important to me. It says how to protect your team. It doesn't say how do you protect your company. It doesn't say how do you take care of that one guy or one girl who always does it wrong. It doesn't say how do I technically fix my code. It's how to protect your team. Now, I have lived through this. I have lived through a company going completely down, and I can't share too many details to protect the privacy of the company. But what I will say is production came to a complete stop, and it lasted about a week before everything was back to normal. And that's a big thing. That's really something to be working with. And when we went through it, the thing that I felt is that we had failed in helping ourselves to be safe. Because this was one script that did this. And it wasn't about technology in that. We just didn't take care of each other. And to start with that process, one of the important things is that you cannot start playing the blame game with each other. And this is hard. Because when it first happened, I was blaming. I was first surprised and then disappointed, and I was even angry. And it's okay to feel those feelings, you can acknowledge that, but you have to realize you have to move on, because it's not productive, it's not going to get you anywhere. And if you move on, you can think, where did we go wrong as a team that this happened? You're always in it together. Now that environment of trust that I call here, there is one line I have heard so often in an office, and that is so toxic, and that is, you should know that. Who has heard that line before when they ask for help? You should know that. Yeah. Of course, there's a gray area. If this happens a lot and someone just isn't where they should be, of course there's a gray area where you should see if someone is in a role where they should be. But if someone puts themselves out there and says, I'm not sure, or I don't know, you're kicking them when they're down when you say, you should know that. And I have had this happen to me. For one, it made me feel like a failure, which really didn't help. And the second thing that happened is that I decided for myself, whenever I'm not sure about something, I will not tell that guy. I'll fix it myself, because I'm going to put myself out there. And if you going in your team, everyone's going to work on their own island. That's where the things go wrong. So what you can do is make a plan with each other. Have a brainstorm session, like how can we protect each other? How can we protect our own team? And maybe 1 or 2 people can work this out into a plan of how you're going to work, and you commit to each other. It's not enough to think to yourself, well, this would be fun to do it like this, or maybe something like that. It really helps if you commit to the things you want to do with each other. So if you have this actually on paper or on a screen or whatever, you have it somewhere written down, that means that your environment becomes predictable. You can understand what your colleagues are doing, and if someone doesn't do what you have committed to each other, you can actually say, what happened? Notice I don't say that you say, why did you do that? Because there's some blame in there. What happened is an open question. We had a commitment. You didn't follow it. What went wrong? How can we help? And an important one is to make use of the tooling that's available to you, because there's an awesome lot of tooling available. The first one I need to mention, of course, is Git. If you're working with any code, it doesn't really have to be code. It can be documentation for all I care. Git is so useful for that. And that's actually aligned with Azure DevOps, because that's a Git provider as well as pipelines, planning boards. You can use these to structure your commitments with your team. So you can say, this is the source control for all our code, so we know where everything is. You have a history of all your code. You can have an audit trail, which will make your security officer happy. You have pipelines where you can do testing and see that the same principle is always followed. But you can also set rules like don't commit to master, and a review is required. So this can really structure how you work together as a team. Automated testing is also so very important. Like for PowerShell, you do it with pester testing, and you can put it in a pipeline, and you can make sure every commit that is done, there are some automated testing done. The hard thing about this is that it takes some time to write, and it has a bit of a learning curve. So it can be hard to get into it, but this is so worth it. It saves you a lot of time with your reviewing process, because a lot of the checks are done automatically. But this can also prevent you from making that tiny little mistake and pushing it to production. Because if your testing is correct, it will see that mistake and make sure it doesn't get pushed to production. The 4I principle means there's always 2 people at least looking at any change. And of course this makes sense in the review process, that you need to see what anyone is doing, and 2 people know more than 1. But also this means that you can never have a situation where 1 person is responsible. Because there's something to be responsible for a complete company. And it's something to be solely responsible for something going wrong. If you have that 4 I's principle working correctly, you are always in it together. And if something goes wrong, you take the blame together. And the last one here is mandate, which is also important, although it's not really a tool, it's more of a tip. But you need someone in charge to have your back. And they really have to have your back. They can't say when it goes wrong, oh, well, I didn't know, not my fault. No, they need to be where you want them to be, like supporting you in what you did and the procedures you follow. Even if something goes a bit slower because you need to follow these procedures, you need someone to have your back. This can be very hard because there's a lot of interests involved. It can be kind of hard to explain to someone who's not into tech why you need that automated testing. Now, the most efficient way to get this going is by getting your company down, because then they understand. But we were trying to prevent that. So what I would recommend is think to how you can explain why you want to do this. To someone who doesn't understand code, someone who doesn't understand the tech, how can you explain why this is so important? So to bring this all together, if you remember one line from this complete talk, it's don't code without ropes. Those ropes are so important. They can really help you out. Putting it all into actions, commit to each other. Don't do that blame game. but coach each other, teach each other. Invest in that automated testing and explain why you need to invest it, why it helps you so much. And it's a bit silly, but take this stuff seriously. We have been all running around with PowerShell and all different kind of command lines things like it's some kind of game, and of course it is because it's so fun to get into. But at the point where you're really automating your whole environment, you can deploy really fast, you can create really fast, and you can destroy extremely fast. You need to take this stuff seriously. The tools to use, I already mentioned Git and Azure DevOps. I do want to mention Visual Studio Code extensions. For whatever language you have, they can really help with your code quality. And that saves a lot of time with the review process. So I have mentioned the code below for everyone who has just walked by and thought, well, this was interesting, but I missed it. On Wednesday, I will be doing this session again called THR1001R. Wednesday afternoon in the hotel, I think, but you can find it in the session catalog. I would like it if you would evaluate this session. I do want to mention that the startups are right there, and there's some fun stuff going on, so take a look over there. If you have any questions, want to talk about anything, or want some stickers, I have stickers. I'll be here at the back to talk about it. I'm here all week, of course, and you can always hit me up on Twitter, that's my handle and my blog post. So thank you very much for your time.